So as you can see, we got the harmonic balancer off of this engine. One thing to always keep in mind when they're coming off, you'll want to use a proper puller. Like on this small block Chrysler, this is aluminum. So if you try to get back here and pry on it, you're gonna probably bust this off. I've done it before with different applications and it works. You can pry them off, but best thing to do is just get a puller. And they pull off real easy. And there's your harmonic balancer for inspection. Now these have, they're two pieces of steel that have a piece of rubber in the side of them. And you can see that rubber right there. You want to inspect that. And this balancer is shot. It's all bulged up. It's missing in some places. You do not want to reuse an old one that's wore out. You'll want to inspect it real good. Like you look back here, this is all missing right here. You want to buy yourself a good quality dampener. So yeah, this one is unfortunately junk, but this crank is also garbage, so it don't matter. We have a 340 steel crank that we're going to send to the machine shop with the rods and pistons, get everything properly balanced together. So that's where we're at. I will see you guys when we get to taking this timing chain cover off. You know, as soon as you turn the camera off, funny things happen. So I don't know if you saw this, how much slack it had. It had enough slack, let's just say, I was able with a little force just to pull the chain right off. Yeah, I didn't take this off, the cam gear or the crank gear. That's how wore out this chain is. Now what's kind of cool is this is all the original Chrysler stuff. If you come real close, excuse me, there we go. That's the Chrysler Pentastar, and then on the crank gear, it's got DPCD right there. I'm gonna probably keep these because they're kind of cool. And this still has some of the nylon left on it, which a lot of the auto manufacturers did just to quieten it down. What you can see is the actual metal on the gear itself. What's exposed is really sharp and destroyed. Yeah, it's not supposed to be like that. So this thing is pretty much well ruined regardless, but that's our fuel pump eccentric. So we're gonna get all this stuff off so we can get this crankshaft out. Okay, so we're nearing a short block at this point. Well, a bare block, I should say. All we gotta do is take that crankshaft out. We put our bearing, our cam retaining plate back on here with the bolts back in the proper order, because one of these has a hole through it, which I'm guessing is for oil. But there we go. We're probably going to go ahead and send this block to the machine shop along with the crank rods and pistons, get new cam bearings, get it hot tanked. I know there ain't no freaking cracks in it, at least there shouldn't be. Oh, there goes our gear. We'll pull that out. Get that on the rag, get that cleaned up. We're going to have to get a new one of those probably. That one's pretty nasty. But there we are. The cam's out. Making some real progress here. Hopefully you'll hear before you know it. Alright guys, so I hope I caught all that footage. My buddy David stopped by in the middle of everything. So we got the crank out. Everything looks good in here. And the best way to take a crankshaft out with the main cap is really an impact. These main cap bolts are in there tight. Now I wanted to give you a little trick here to tell you the difference between a cast crank and a forged crank. And there are a lot of things you mainly tell just by looking at them, but here's the trick. You just take a hammer and you hear how that's kind of a low thud almost. It's got a little ring to it. Come over to this 340 crank and listen. Got that high pitched tone to it. That's one way to tell. I wish these cranks were right next to each other, but you can see like mainly that big thick parting line will come over here. It's got a little peak to it. That's the best way to tell. This was cast and not forged out in a big die. So I guess we're pretty much done. We're just going to clean this block up, but it's going to have to go to the machine. Well, the block's going to stay here, I guess. But our pistons and rods and everything, we're going to take the rods off the original pistons, put them on. Let me start over. Rods off those pistons onto our Dome factory pistons. And then that crank, that 340 crank, we're going to go to the machine shop, all get balanced together, and they'll have a rotating assembly for this engine. So, I guess I'll see you when I can get more done. I really like it when the postman shows up with a cool package. We got another piece of the puzzle to building 300 horsepower. Bam. Aluminum intake for 273. You know how these are to come by. The 273 takes its own intake. Now this is not, this engine with the heads that are on it currently and the heads I'm putting on it, they don't have the special small 273 pattern. Let's get this turned a little bit better. There we go. Oh, too far. Oh. This takes a normal intake, but the 273 has smaller ports, so if you just put a regular intake on it, any other like 318, 340 intake, you're going to have some problems because the ports are way bigger. So we have an LD4B, which is a real old Edelbrock. And these are made just for a 273, LD4B. And it's basically like the LD340 aluminum intake, but made for the 273. Way better design than the factory 4-barrel single plane, way taller. I think this is going to definitely help us. And I'm going to have a buddy sandblast this because it's really ugly. But you kind of just have to take what you can get. There ain't many options for intakes for these things. So hopefully it'll clean up pretty nice. We won't have any major problems. All the threads look pretty decent in these. Of course, we're going to use the holly pattern. We're going to put a good old holly on there. So I just wanted to show you this before I stopped. And I guess the next thing you'll see is, I don't know. You'll know when I know, right? Captain, what do we got in the mail? He's camera shy. Captain? What do we get in the mail? He's just being camera shy now. We got some stuff in the mail, guys. Look at that. Big old box. Wonder what's in there. Heavy little box. This is for Dad, not mine. But what I want to show you is my LD4B I finished restoring. I didn't film this because it was an experiment and I should have filmed it. What I did, because this intake looked like it came out of the bottom of a boat at the bottom of the ocean. This is bare aluminum, believe it or not. So I took this nasty intake, took my little hand sander from Harbor Freight, which I will go show you. This thing right here. I tell you what, I wish I had a real sandblaster. This thing, you get sandblasted as well. Media blast, I should say. We used really fine glass beads. We bought from Harbor Freight as well. It made that thing look freaking awesome. I can't believe it. But then we took it, stuck it in the dishwasher, ran it through a couple times. That thermostat, I had to fix some holes. See if JB Weld can hold it. Fix some of the rust spots. We're going to smooth all that out. But stuck it in the dishwasher for a couple of passes. Then I took some metal polish. Because for some reason when you do that, dishwasher like dries it out intensely and makes it start to corrode immediately. And by that time, after the couple of passes in the dishwasher, which you can do if you don't have a woman in the house, women get pissed about that for some reason. I asked my girlfriend, she's like, I don't know why people get mad. She's a keeper. And it made it look like magnesium, so I took my polish, which like rehydrates the aluminum, keeps it so it don't corrode, just coated it real heavily, let it soak in for about 30 minutes, wiped it all off. Well, 10 minutes and 5 minutes, more like it, but just kind of let it soak in, rubbed it all off, and that thing looks brand spanking new. I can't believe how nice it turned out. But let's set you guys up and let's see what's in these boxes. For when you don't have a knife, use just about anything else you can get your hands on. Don't ask me why I don't have a knife. Someone out there's got a really sharp knife, don't send it to me. I'll cut myself. What we got
here? Oh boy. I know what this is. Little box. You guys guess what it is just from this little baggie? Probably not. What we got here, another piece to our puzzle, baby. Oh yeah. Factory adjustable rockers. Look at that. Very cool.
I guess we'll move you. Look at that. We gotta put all the shivs back on, clean up some of that, which I didn't know was there. That kind of sucks. May have to get a different shaft, because that's not good. But the rockers, the spacers, all the adjusters, very cool. All the spacers and bolts are right here. Very awesome. So let's get the bigger box out. I can hear the rumbles of my buddy's truck who's coming over. Yeah, Bobby's here.
I'm filming, Bobby. You don't want to be on camera, don't come in. We'll turn it into an unboxing channel. I warned you. You don't want to be on camera. I'm okay with it. I mean, your hands have been on camera. I'm okay with that too. But not in that way. Come on. Who taped around a corner? Damn it, this is going to take like forever. It's a box, Bobby. It's an interesting box. It's a very cool, interesting box. Oh, good God. Screw it. That's the easy way. Easy way to get a blade knife. Huh? Easy way to get a blade knife. Yeah, I don't have any knives in here. They'll keep going missing. So I just use a pick or a screwdriver. I can't find my good screwdriver that I use all the time. Well, if you're really talented, you can use one of these. Yeah. Hey. Oh, that didn't break. Oh, let me set it on something. You know what this is, Bobby?
Oh, that's really deformed.
It is.
Oh, that's not good.
You can warm it up. Lay something on it.
Yeah, that's messed up. That's not
Oh, it's
good.
cracked.
I know it's got a crack in it, but that's really deformed.
So that would help. That would fix the crack.
Wow. Oh, that was a WO23 scoop for the dart.
So you got another hood.
No, that one's got the studs in it. That's an A and A. That's one of those high quality ones, but probably it's not that high quality if it warps that bad.
Well, it's damn near as big as your hood.
Yeah, I know. That's the point. I guess we're gonna try and straighten that, or I'm gonna get my money back because
Straightening it won't be hard.
I won't show you.
I don't care.
Oh.
Ain't no biggie to me.
Okay.
It's your camera that you're risking.
That's true. Hey, this camera costs some money, Bobby. Don't be mean to my camera. It's
But-
sensitive.
Yeah, I think if you lay it flat
Yeah.
and put something, some weight on it that'll push it down, and put it in the sun, it'll conform to it.
We don't have very much sun.
Well, it's the middle of frickin' winter. What do you expect it to be?
I can point the camera directly at the sun and it don't do nothing.
Wow, that's ate up.
I know. All right, well, I guess we're gonna try and fix this shit. Well, guys, it's been one hell of a day. My hair, let that just tell you everything. Had a hat on all day, just rushing around, crazy crap going on. Trying to fix my hood scoop, which I don't even know, what I filmed. The hood scoop's got a giant bow in the middle, the way it was packaged and the way it was shipped. Trying to get that straightened out. Got a block of wood on each side. Got my 3-2 intake in the middle. And periodically I'm taking the torch out here. I'm just heating it up. Trying to get it shaped back, but I don't think it's going to work. We're going to have to fiberglass in a support. The rockers, the rest kind of cleaned up, but I'm just going to change out these shafts. They're a little worse for wear. So my plan for tomorrow was I was going to drive out to my machine shop in Salina, Kansas, about 2 hours away. And I was going to bring him my 273 parts, I got everything off of these. I didn't bore filming it. Got all the rods out. These were just circlipped in, so they were pretty easy to take apart. Got the rods off the old pistons, that was fun. Had to make a tool. I took one of my old hammer handles that we used to actually knock the pistons out of the baby Hemi. Made a little edge there so I could knock all the piston pins out of those ones because they were pretty well stuck in there. So you gotta take all of that 340 crank to get all balanced to this stuff so we can get to jiving on that because we are pretty much stalled out at the moment and it sucks. And I can't go to Salina tomorrow. It's horrible storms tomorrow and all sorts of things, so I'm stalled because I was going to make a part of a video about tour of Mark's shop and show you my 505 because it's like done. I'm kind of giddy and also scared because I'm going to be broke here in a little bit. And I'll just go ahead and fill you in. We'll just walk over here, have the camera pointing at me, and I'll just pretend like it's not there. Hi. So my 426, I do apologize. I meant for this build to be just like the baby Hemi where it was just solely that, but I'm going to give you a little bit of insight at the end of this video what's going on. So obviously we're here in front of my 426 Hemi. The agreement I had with my buddy Thomas, who I got the block from and the crank, was I get him a set of standard bore pistons for his Mopar block because he don't want to bore it. It's a brand new block, why bore it? He'll give me the rods and pistons that came out of this engine. And what's so special about that is this crank has been lightened. I mean, like you can just see how much it has, how much extra it turns. This thing's really lightweight, it's been lightened. and it's been matched to those aluminum rods and pistons. So it's kind of important to have the original stuff, or this crank's going to take a lot of money to you know, get rebalanced to steel rods. So I finally found them some pistons, long story short. So my pistons and rods for this block are on the way to the machine shop. So I was going to take this crank out and get it all checked out, as well as the 273 stuff, so we can start building this as well. I'm kind of excited. My 426 ain't gonna be far off, and I'll get to be able to hear it. It's gonna be the most badass alarm clock in the world. Yeah. But that's kind of where we're at, guys. I don't know, I feel like crap, and I'm sorry, I'm just gonna ramble. I'm just sorry, I'm just kind of stuck. I mean, I've got block work I can do. I'm gonna come in and clean all this casting up. I need to port my intake a little bit. I need to go through and inspect all the cam bearings, but I think they're good. I don't see any major issues. And I need to pop out all the freeze plugs. There's stuff I can do and film, but I don't want to do a whole lot until I make sure that, you know, these rods are in really good shape and that everything's going to balance out just fine. Excuse me. But I hope you guys are enjoying what you're watching. So now we're a little more comfortable here. Let me get situated. It's kind of cold out. It's about to thunderstorm real bad. I can tell just by watching my video statistics what you guys like. You guys don't really give a damn about the baby Hemi, which is okay. I can look at it and I can see the statistics, and the views don't come in nearly as strong with the baby Hemi, but that's fine. You know, there's a lot of YouTubers I've subscribed to that they do a project. I'm like, not real into that, but I'll watch it anyways. And sometimes you don't watch it at all. That's cool. I mean, that's part of what we do. But for some reason, you guys, I mean, I don't know, the dart videos are insane. They rival my Jezebel videos. And you guys seem to like this. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if you're gonna like the build of the 273 or if it's just the dart. Get this gasket off, it's bugging me. I guess not. I guess we're just gonna live with this. Sorry, I'm distracted. So we're pretty much done with the baby Hemi until I work on the 3.2 intake, which we may work on while waiting on stuff for this to get done at the machine shop. As far as videos go, I'm going to do something a little different. As it being winter, I can't work as much out here. I can work out here, I just don't want to freeze a whole lot. So what's gonna happen is I'm gonna do a video, I think every Monday and Friday, maybe Monday, Saturday. I've been putting out a video every 3 to 4 days roughly now, and that's been cool, and I love supplying everybody with content, something to watch. But we're gonna slow that schedule down just a little bit in this winter time. But I can promise you next year, in the new year, there's a beetle. Get ready. Hold on to your shorts. We got a 500-inch stroker. It's going to be going on the dyno soon for Jezebel. That's 505 stroker 4-speed swap in Jezebel, which means lots of content on your favorite 70 Ratty Charger. I could say favorite Ratty 70 because, well, I don't think anybody else has a Ratty 70. I think all Junker Ups, Chris's Chargers are 68 and 69. Dylan McCool's got a 69. Williams got the 68. So yeah, your favorite 70. I don't know. I don't care. There's a lot of cool Chargers out there. So yeah, you got that coming up. We got my Hemi build. We got obviously this and the dart. Lots of projects coming up. So hope you guys are enjoying, staying tuned. This channel is starting to grow pretty good, and I appreciate everything you guys do. You guys are sweet. But you were kind of stalled. So if you don't see a video, you know, in a while, I apologize. I don't want to bullshit you guys with a bunch of filler content. My girlfriend was like, well, you could just do a, hang on. Well, you could just film, you know, another resin project or one of your model cars. And I was like, no. I mean, I could,
I've got a really badass idea for a shift knob, but I don't want to do it just for filler content. But maybe I will. Maybe you guys will like it. I don't know. But anyways, guys, I've rambled and I think I've taken up like 7 minutes of your time just talking. I'm sorry. But anyways, I hope you've enjoyed so far of this content, and just stay tuned and there'll be more of it coming your way. So, Jet Scott signing off. Thanks, guys. Bye.